Hey Leo, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 27th through May 3rd. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with this lovely deck here, and we're going to pull a spirit message for you guys from this oracle deck here. So without further ado, my dears, let's jump right on in here and see what's happening for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Keep in mind, these are general readings, guys. Parts may resonate. Sometimes it doesn't resonate. Sometimes you need to watch your moon sign or rising sign videos, or watching your moon sign and rising sign might add a little extra information. So let's see what's going on for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead, my dears. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hearing the Clash song, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Kind of a old 80s, I think it's 80s, or it might be late 70s. Punk song. Oh, well, here we are. Yeah. So I'm hearing the song, Should I Stay or Should I Go? So some of you might be thinking about leaving or moving away from a relationship, a job situation, maybe moving. But I feel like, Leo, in your energy, there's like this conflict. Like, what do I do? Do I move forward? Do I continue on the path I've been on? You're kind of at this crossroads. 6 of Cups lets me know that some of you are dealing with kind of having to look at your past and making the decision of what you want to do. There's a chance to reconcile here, okay? Whether it's a relationship, whether you're trying to figure out if you're going to stay in a relationship, or if there's an ex that's coming around and wanting a second chance from you, or gosh, maybe third, fourth chance in some cases. You know, but there's this thing here of like an offer being made or a reconciliation. Now, those of you where there's nothing like that. There's no ex coming back. You know in your mind that there's not a chance in hell you would take anybody back. If it's not that kind of a situation, then 6 of Cups for you could be coming up in the sense that as you're trying to make the decision, should I stay or should I go? 6 of Cups says you might be looking at your past and being way too sentimentally attached to the situation. Sometimes when we look back on the past, we remember things better than they actually were. And so there's this part of you that's like, well, things used to be amazing and incredible. So maybe if I wait just a little bit longer, they'll go back to how they were. And 6 of Cups says you might be remembering things way better than they actually were. And sometimes that happens, okay? So you want to try to think things in terms of like logical and reason, right? Like if things were really that amazing, they wouldn't have ended up the way they are now, or you wouldn't have made the choices or the decisions that you made. So if you're kicking yourself for a choice or a decision that you made and you're looking back over your shoulder, it's like, well, you know, if things were really that wonderful or that amazing, then maybe you wouldn't have made that choice or that decision. Or you just simply weren't ready for it at the time. You know, maybe it was an amazing opportunity, but you weren't ready for it at the time. And if you weren't ready for it at the time, then maybe you would have, you know, sabotaged yourself in some way. Maybe you had to do some healing. So the 6 of Cups could be releasing the past, Leo. You're having to release the past so that you can move forward. It's not that you're conflicted. I think you might know logically that you need to move forward, but there may be some connections here that are causing you to hold on to the past because there's some resentments or unfinished business. What I'm going to do for you guys in this reading, I'm going to link and in the first comment, I'll pin it in the first comment. I'm going to link a cord cutting meditation that I posted on Facebook a couple of years ago. And when you guys have time and you're not going to be interrupted, it takes about 20 minutes, maybe do the cord cutting. This could be helpful for some of you. It's not high quality recording. Oh God, I will tell you that right now. I am trying to step up my recording game, and hopefully in the near future I'll have like more professional meditations. And dare I say it, Leo, you guys are the first to hear this. I want to do maybe some hypnotherapy stuff, begin recording that kind of stuff too. So it's in the works. Give me time, babies. It's coming. You have the Death card coming up next here. So some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Somewhere in there could be some Scorpio energy. I'm not sure, maybe you have Scorpio aspects, or Scorpio maybe like in one of your houses or something, and that might be coming forward. But in general, this is a major arcana card. And when the major arcana cards come up, this is going to be a significant situation that's going to be around for a while. Okay? So it could be a soulmate kind of situation for some of you. It could be a situation where you are having to let a certain phase of your life, like, leave it in the past, right? Which makes sense because we had this whole feeling or this situation where some of you are looking at the past, like, should I stay or should I go? And the Death card is coming and saying, look, that tree has dried up, right? You have gotten every bit of fruit you were going to get from that tree, and there may be some good memories. Maybe it was some damn good fruit, but it's dried up. Like, it's lived out its life. It's lived out its cycle, and it's time to go to the next thing. Okay? And maybe for some of you, there's a Scorpio element in that. Maybe there's a Scorpio that's kind of helping you through the transition or through the phase, who's maybe going to be somebody significant in your life as you're going through that transition. Because I will tell you this, my dears, if there's any sign of the zodiac that knows what it's like to have to transition or start over again or go through this symbolic resurrection, it is a Scorpio, all right? So whether you are embodying that energy on your own or whether you have somebody helping you through that who's been there, you are coming into a very significant time of rebirth. Leo, you guys have had some really super powerful energies come into your past few weekly readings. And so this is it. This is you preparing to really come into the resurrection, so to speak, by letting go of the past entirely. You guys have had a lot of epiphanies. There's been a lot of truth that has been revealed to you as far as who really has your back and who doesn't. And so now is the time to let go of the resentments, let go of the hurt feelings. Because, you know, you guys gave your heart wholeheartedly to not just romantic relationships, but jobs, you know, causes, organizations, political affiliations, family situations. And it was not respected, or it was not treated well. And so now it's like the time to release the resentment or the hurt feelings, to heal from it, so that you can go into this new journey, into this new chapter, this new act in your life without the baggage, without it hindering or tainting or, you know, polluting your future experiences. Okay? So your next card here, Leos, is Two of Swords. Now, this is a little bit of a heads up, all right? A heads up, my dears, my dears, my dears. Like I said, some of you are on this fence. Should I stay or should I go? That's the song I heard in the beginning, okay? And so when we have this card come up, those of you who watch my videos regularly, if you've seen Two of Swords come up before, you've heard me say this. Every reader is gonna have certain cards that they have an extra meaning for it, or they've seen it come up in a certain way, and Two of Swords is one of those cards for me. Two of Swords is the card that comes up in my readings where you're being given a heads up that if you don't take action, if you don't allow yourself to go with this flow and the way that you're being guided, you're going to end up with a tower moment. Okay? And I know a lot of people hate to have a tower moment, and I'm right there with you. Believe me, my dears, nobody knows how to throw a tower moment like my guides. My goodness, can they throw a tower moment. And so if you don't know what a tower moment is, the tower is a card in the tarot that signifies like the rug getting pulled out from under you, something just completely and totally being removed from your life, something coming to a very abrupt end, right? The truth of it is the writing's been on the wall, but we didn't want to let go. And so, you know, the powers that be intervene and say, okay, guys, it's time. It's time that we just remove this out of Leo's path so that Leo can move on, because Leo's like not letting go of this. So it's kind of like if you've ever taken swimming lessons as a kid and you were afraid to jump off the diving board. Eventually, if you take long enough, somebody will come up behind you and push you off the diving board. Once you're in the water, you're fine. But that shock, that being pushed, that falling, that hitting the water, that initial shock does not feel good. So Two of Swords for me is like, look, you need to start moving forward. You need to start moving forward. If you're waiting for somebody else to make a decision or a change, Two of Swords tells you they're not going to. Like, you all are at an impasse. You've said your piece. They've said their piece. They're not going to make changes. They're not going to make changes. And you're not going to make changes. So it's like, can you accept this and be happy or no? Right? Two of Swords is a standstill, having come to a standstill. And the message here is that you are more equipped and more prepared to move forward than you realize. You've got, all you need to do is push this blindfold off your eyes. You're going to see there's enough of a moonlight to light the path, to see the path ahead. You've got two awesome swords here. You've got protection. You know, you've got tools. You just need to get moving. Okay? Your next card, Leo, is... Bam, bam, bam. What do we have here? Ooh, Five of Swords. So this could be like a little mini tower moment. There may be a fight. There may be a disagreement that leads you, Leo, to decide to burn some bridges here. Okay? Five of Swords can sometimes even be somebody who's coming in and like antagonizing you or pushing your buttons in some way. So Leo, I'm going to be honest with you. This is how I feel these cards are coming up for you guys. Leos can be very, very loyal. Like, if you care about somebody or if you make a decision, you can be fiercely loyal to a person, an organization, a cause. Like I said, it could be a political affiliation for some of you. It's not going to be romance for every single one of you. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel for the majority of you, this is not romantic. This is more something in which you were maybe gaining a sense of identity. So it could be a work situation. It could be a family situation or an organization of some kind, a cause. And so there could be a bit of a falling out this week. Understand and know if there's a falling out, Spirit is trying to give you as a gentle, a tower moment as possible to try to make it very clear to you that it's time to move on. It's time to let it go. Maybe this was something that brought you some good things for a while, but it's time for the next thing. It's time for the new crop. It's time for the new harvest. It's time for a new kind of fruit. Okay? We're going to go ahead and check out your Spirit message for the week. And I encourage you guys to watch your moon, sun, and rising sign videos because some weeks it might resonate more or it might add a little extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do if you want to click on the Calendly link and schedule a private card reading with me there. All right, so I always invite you guys to look at the pictures here and see what is jumping out at you and what the colors and the pictures and the symbolisms are saying to you, and to go from there. So the road, the path, I feel like you're about to step onto a new road, a new path, and there could be a partnership here with this person. Okay, I feel though that you're going back to the basics. You're going back to instinct. You're going back to the sage wisdom that we have, that life in modern society kind of pulls out of us and indoctrinates us into certain ways of thinking or seeing the world. I think you're breaking out of that illusion back to the natural state of being a human being. And so this path traveled here. The green to me is healing, the heart chakra opening up. The butterfly is transformation, freedom, new experiences. The grapes I see as a symbol of abundance. Okay. Lightning, things happening very quickly. Maybe your anger is the motivation that's pushing you to step onto this path. So, and then orange to me is very much a color I associate with, this particular orange is a color I associate with some downtime, like Four of Swords energy, disconnecting, this terracotta color here. But if we're gonna look at orange, it can give you a different meaning, right? You can go with that. But if we look at the color orange, maybe not this shade of orange, but orange in general, it's gonna be a color that is the sacral chakra. So you might be kind of operating from the sacral chakra this week. The message here on the back is collaboration. Creative people can be inspired by sharing and stimulating creativity in others. So I do feel there's some kind of a partnership for you Leos. For some of you, it could be a Scorpio, okay, because of that death card, because the death card symbolizes Scorpios, okay? But in general, whatever this partnership is, it's coming in for the purpose of a rebirth. And maybe for some of you, like even if we look at this card, you know, they don't necessarily look like a couple. You know, they could be, right? They could be, you know, but it just seems more like they're going into something together, ready to work together or ready to be there for each other. So maybe a friendship. This could be a friendship or a collaboration that's coming in to help you transition into the next path. Maybe some of you just aren't ready for love right now. You've been through the ringer, you've gotten burned. You know, maybe it can develop into something down the line. It could, or it may or may not, you know, but I do feel there's a significant soulmate connection here to help you through the transition. Keep in mind, soulmate is not always romantic. So if you're more kind of like, well, what about my love life? You can check out the love readings for April that are linked in the description of the video. I post those on YouTube for free, so you can check out the love videos for April. The May ones should be up soon. I'm hoping, guys. I burned, both of my recorders burned out. And so I'm super late posting videos, trying to keep up with the private reading requests. I'm really behind. I ordered a camera that I'm hoping will help me step up my game and help me record much faster. But it hasn't arrived yet because all the shipping is delayed because of the whole, you know, COVID situation. So fingers crossed I get that camera soon. As soon as I do, I really want to get the love videos for May up, the channeled angel messages for May, and get caught up on the private readings. I am still accepting private readings. If you want to schedule a private reading through the Calendly link with me, that's going to be a card reading though. If you want something more about your astrology or compatibility or things like that, I have a partner, a partnership or like a sponsorship. They gave me a reading, like a astrology analysis, and they really impressed me. And they offered to give you guys 30% off as many reports as you want with a discount code. And so they offered to sponsor the channel. And you guys know I've been on the channel a while. I've never promoted anybody. I've never ever come out with anybody and said, oh, you know, but I was really impressed with the reading they gave me, and I thought that their site was cool because they've got like free articles and stuff. So check that out if you want something astrology based. If you want something with intuition and channeling and cards, you know, go ahead and schedule with me on Calendly. But I don't want to give you guys false information about the zodiac or about astrology because I'm not an astrology expert, okay? So I thank you, my dears, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget about the daily messages I post every day on Instagram and Facebook, Amethyst Angellight. Make sure you're following along to receive those messages as well. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Have a great week.